Hi, so welcome to Jackson's Real Food Market. Today we're going to chat to you a little bit about how you can personalize your health journey. As you know, I'm from Jackson's Real Food Market, Kyalami and Bryanston, and I've got Jane Mckenzie with me.
Gary, privileged to be with you, always fun, always exciting, and I'm Jane Mckenzie, CEO and founder of 365 Healthy by Choice, where we focus on making healthy choices 365 days of the year, and where prevention is better than waiting for when it's too late.
So in our last video clip, what we announced was that on the 17th of August from 9 to 1, it's a Saturday, right?
That's correct.
It's a Saturday, so you've got loads of time. Jane will be in store and she will be showing us how we can actually measure your risk areas in your health. So Jane, tell us a little bit more about this. How do you actually measure?
Yeah, well, what we do is we do use quantum, which has got embedded resonance frequencies which are standard and accepted, and within a very short couple of minutes we are able to determine your top 5 risk factors. And we were talking earlier, I mean, the most common ones are, I would say, excess fat in the body, particularly in the blood, around the organs, the liver, etc. The lymph gets built up, you start getting fibrous tissue in the body. So excess fat is one of the most common things, I would say, and that does have a big effect on circulation in the heart. And then we also see protein accumulation, which also has quite detrimental effects on the body as well, because that accumulates in the kidney, and we start seeing a whole myriad of effects, ramifications from that too. And then we would have a look at wanting to clean the liver, clean the gallbladder. We would want to have a look, really importantly, at minerals, vitamins, the immune system. And this is where this device is accurate and perfect, because it actually gives us, as I say, those gaps between what people should have and what they need to have, and then we're educated. Then we're aware.
It's a hell of a minefield for a customer. Where do I start? And a lot of customers tell us they go to big supermarkets, the big food chains, and then they're lost. So they start at vitamin A and work to B, C, D until you get through all your vitamins. But unfortunately, people are wasting money.
They are.
And we really want our customers not to throw good money after bad. Also, I guess you could be eating the wrong types of food for your current state, your current biochemistry.
That's true, most definitely. So we don't want to waste money, we do want to buy wisely, we want to be educated, and this is where we're able to actually match that. And Gary, I actually wish other retailers in whole food area were like you, because I've traveled the world and I've yet to see somebody as passionate as you, bringing someone like me in here at the Rock Face, where we can actually do this in the live real situation, so that your customers come in and they are aware, fully equipped to fill that basket with food that's going to make them optimally well. This is key.
Absolutely, we often talk about that you're as unique as your fingerprint, really. And you can't tell a customer you should eat more greens, or you should go low carb, or you should go gluten free, without some validation, some scientific measurement, just to get you on the right road. I mean, it's to get you the starting point. It's almost like a roadmap. If you don't have that roadmap or a GPS, you're never going to go where you are, and you're never going to know where you're going to.
You
so
don't.
It's a bit like that.
You need to be able to track. You see your progress. This is key as well. So people will come back probably in a month's time, and we will be able to say to them, look, wow, we removed a whole lot of this, the oil out of the blood, for example, and we improved circulation. And on top of that, the immunity went up, and we also have affected by using natural food state foods, we've been able to build the trace minerals and the vitamins and so on. Because this is a thing that I find quite often as well, is that we are not cleverer than our body. We need to rely on the innate potential of our body to heal. And therefore, we need to give the body food state nutrients, which I know is your special area, where the body can choose what it needs, when it needs it, to make it right, because we're not cleverer. So we can't sit in labs and manufacture bottles and things. We need to allow on natural foods to come in and heal the body.
So Jane, I love that, because after the session, I'm sure you give them a sheet of paper that would help them say, at this current moment in your life, you probably need to take these supplements. That'll get you back on track. You probably need to eat more of this, eat less of that. So it's very much personalizing everyone's journey.
very unique, and I'm finding today more and more people want to be self-responsible because they've tried this, they've tried that, they're told they're fine and they know they're not fine. So yes, everybody will get their sheet of paper with their risk factors validated with the value as well, their vitamin and mineral levels as well, immunity levels, and then a nutritional guide specifically for them and their conditions, and also what they tell me. And then in a month's time we'll validate that.
That's amazing. And
yes.
I think, from our point of view, we started off selling real food. And as chemical free and as nutrient dense as possible. And then our journey moved on and we started looking at the guts, that most people in Johannesburg certainly have some form of inflammation or irritation in their bowels, and they're not able to absorb the nutrients. So tell us a little bit more about inflammation, gut health.
This is very important. So we're looking at two major aspects here. We're talking about feeding the cells nutrition-wise, and we're also talking about cleaning the cells. And you hit on a point here, because people do go and we do buy and all the rest of it, but we don't really know what's hidden inside that food, what's been sprayed onto that food. So you mentioned gut. A lot of the common complaints and problems and causes are from insecticides. This is what I love about what you do, because you are focusing on bringing the best whole food to people. I mean, we go back at least 10 years, and I remember you from ages, and this is what has always been your thing, is to bring the most whole food to people. So we've got to eliminate toxins.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's a number one. Buy wisely, buy the right foods. Don't buy those processed foods that are going to be laden with all sorts of E's and preservatives and colorants and so on. And then the body's got a chance almost to self-heal. We can bring in things obviously like probiotics. So we'll be looking at many of the food state nutrients that are in the 365 Healthy by Choice range here, and bring in these things to allow the innate potential of the body to heal. That's what it's all about. And then we can create a groundswell here, if you like, of very educated, very aware customers who can then educate others.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, our biggest challenge at Jackson's Real Food Market is how do we speed up the education of customers? How do we get people conscious about what they eat and what they consume and who they buy from and which farms? So, I mean, that is absolutely fantastic. But I guess, your test will say a little bit more about not just the gut, not just the food, and not just the main indicators, but I guess overall wellness and health is emotional and spiritual and linked to a bit of exercise.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, and this is where it becomes even more personalized, because yes, of course, anxiety, neurological issues, emotional issues, blockages and so on do affect us. They do affect the gut, the gut again, because we do store emotions in the gut. And as a practitioner, this is really the game. You have to assess each person individually, bring all of that together, and then present a solution that the client is actually in agreement with. They can resonate with what you're saying.
I think a big thing that comes up is anxiety, and people are a little lost. And, I certainly on my journey was totally lost in the beginning. I didn't know what to eat or what to do. It freaked me out. I actually got more anxious.
Wow.
So this isn't the aim. The aim is to take away that anxiety by informing you exactly of where you're at and where you need to head towards. And I think, that's critical. So by taking away that we can't be have like a neurosis. We can't be paranoid about toxins and about every single thing we eat. We take a very realistic approach, because there's pollution. Our water's not 100% clean, and I promise you our air is not clean. I mean, there are toxins floating around in the air, but this machine will give you an indication of heavy metals and toxicity in the system, and there are very easy ways to start flushing that out your body. I mean, that's a big thing.
And then when we do that, of course, the anxiety levels improve. So, many of these toxins are contributing to our discomfort. We can even do the invisible toxins like radiation, that also is going to affect our anxiety levels and depression. I mean, that's another huge area to address as well. So, the common things when people come in to see me, it would be the cells need to be nourished and they need to be cleansed. And if we can get that balance right, the health level just increases until you know you are at supreme health level. And then of course the body can really function. We can make clear decisions. We can live productively. We've got raised energy levels, low stress levels, and then we've achieved, you know, the prevention state.
I like it. I really do like it, because after you've been analyzed, you're going to get pointed by Jane in the right direction. You may need a psychologist because your emotional frequencies are so high and you're so upset. You may need to do exercise. You may need to go and eat a certain regime.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful because it's a starting point, and from there you get sent to the right people.
That's correct. Absolutely. You can be self-responsible and then come and track your progress month after month, depending on how long we need to do that. And one thing will lead to another, because often you find, Gary, it's like an onion where you clear the outer layer and then there's another layer to look at and another layer. But what's really, really nice about this is that what we find, we fix. You see, so there's no need to be anxious about having an assessment. It's almost like, well, let me see so that I know, and wow, forewarned is forearmed, and then I can make a meaningful difference to my life. I mean, some of my people, we actually, add on a good 10 years of quality life for them.
It's about longevity. And we don't want long suffering lives. We want long lives with good
High
mobility,
quality.
good relationships,
Definitely.
and good spirituality.
That's
so
true.
very exciting, and I think that's it's going to be worth coming round to Jackson's or clicking onto Jane's Facebook page or website. Just give us those details again.
Yes, you can go to www.365healthybychoice.com and information will be there. You can come in or you can book, as Gary said as well. And I just want to end off by just subtly saying this to you, Gary. I hope you've got a longevity kind of program for Jackson's, because you're going to be having a lot of very well people coming here for a very long time, and that's going to be amazing credit to you.
Absolutely, and I think we are at the stage where we get frustrated that people have a serious health event and then come and start eating correctly. This way, we can catch you in your 30s,
Right.
in your 35s, wherever you are, and you can start course correcting for the rest of your life. And so maybe a Jackson's customer will get to 120 one day. I mean, we're hoping that day
let's see.
comes.
So it's those hidden things that we don't know. Some of it we are aware of, some of it we need to know. Those root causes, critical.
We're so excited to have you in
Yeah.
store, and I think this is just a start of a journey to help other people, because essentially that's what we want to do.
We do. We both want to educate people and get to as many people with simple natural health.
Awesome.
That's
Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me. I really look
And
forward to
enjoy the pineapple.
it. Thank you.
Thanks.